When people think of masterpieces, only a few things come to mind. You would even be surprised to know that there are handicrafts that can also be alluded for as works of art. It all boils down to your creativity to come up with something artistic, even if it means using cheap materials from the dollar store. Welcome to Jansen's DIY, and this is 35 clever dollar store DIY and organizing ideas. 1. When heat is in season and you will do anything to keep your loved ones cool, a cooling necklace made out of sponge may not be such a bad idea at all. You might be puzzled as to how it works essentially, but hey, it's science. 2. There is art in everything, even in your least expecting way of it being created. But did you know that you can easily give life to a lifeless frame by varnishing it with colors through a random mixture of food coloring and glue? What is good about this project is that what you are going to get is oftentimes random. You would be surprised at how something haphazard can produce an unexpected art. 3. Nothing says that the National S'mores Day to be in season than to see marshmallows, chocolates, and graham crackers in one single location. But s'mores know the meaning of being organized on any table. While there are plenty of ways in how you can arrange these trio of delectable treats on any flat surface, a space-conservative stack of cake pans with candlesticks in the middle sure does keep things in proper order. 4. For the sake of tidiness and setting an example to your child about being organized, you can turn those cake pans and candlesticks as a homework caddy. Just know how to keep the balance in perspective by putting heaviest materials on the lowest layer and leaving the lightest ones on top. 5. Make a cupcake plate out of a dollar store paint tray. You must be a painter as a hobbyist to have a paint tray sitting in one area. But you must also be a creative person if you use it for something else apart from painting. As creative as it is, you can actually repurpose that tray and turn it into a special plate with cupcake at the center, as surrounded by other delectable treats. 6. Giving your smartphone something to lean on is a common demand to many smart device users. But for something that you can easily lay flatly on any surface, the idea is often neglected. Don't be that person. Make your own improvised tripod by getting a toy design that can act as a support for your device when leaning. Say a dinosaur figure that is cut in half. 7. Tending for live plants within the available space of your room is no simple feat for many people. With neglect, the plants wilt and die. Save yourself the heartache and the effort of keeping some plants in their unnatural habitat by shifting your interest with their inanimate counterparts. Better yet, add more beauty in the overall design with some added jointed popsicle sticks. 8. Now this may not be the brightest idea ever, but did you know that you could form a flower mold out of any soil with a vegetable tray? Yeah, I thought so too. Just keep it a secret when somebody asks how you managed to form a perfect flower shape as imprinted on the soil using your hands. That will preserve the mystery. 9. When toys are no longer just a plaything but also a work of art in themselves, you know that there's no better way to take advantage of the idea than to use them for display. Forget about the idea of having to place them in a see-through cabinet for show. You can still showcase them even if you don't have such by choosing to mount colorful ice cube trays and placing each toy on an open slot. 10. Repurpose socks as adorable baby leg warmers. Cold is coming in season, so what better way to face the cold ahead with your tiny child in mind? Keep him warm with a wearable leg warmer, originally made as an adult sock. The idea is not only brilliant, but it's also economical. 11. Munching on cupcakes may not be the messiest experience out there involving foods. But if you want your cupcake to be held as classy as possible, then putting the baked goods atop some stacks of M&Ms inside a plastic wine glass may be the most immaculate way to do it. Just make sure that there's enough leeway for the baking liner to reach your fingers. If you are keen at pulling the cupcake from its repository to be eaten, lest you go 360 with the ideas of cleanliness. 12. Having some measuring spoons you can easily grab from a wall makes for a truly convenient and amusing way of cooking in the kitchen. Digging through a cabinet full of them is not only time-consuming, they're troublesome too. Why not let some command hooks save you the trouble? 13. Who said that works of art that deserve hanging on the wall need to be expensive to be valuable? Every die-hard fan of anything knows the complete opposite to also be true. This memorabilia t-shirt turned wall art on a canvas is one proof of the notion. To get the most out of this art project, choose t-shirts with embroidered art on it, not printed ones, which only fade over time. 14. How your daughter will turn out as an adult has its beginnings in how she was raised as a kid. Let your little turn out to be as organized as she can be by teaching her how to with a craft box turned beauty kit storage. In the meantime, this repository will do just fine until such a time that she discovers that there's also an altogether different storage for her stuff. 15. When you feel like deviating from the usual and are thinking of coming up with something solid, why not get your creativity kicking at the kitchen with a glass bowl and a martini glass in mind? Fuse them together to make a vessel for chips and dips, perhaps. If anything, that is a statement that says that not everybody gets drunk with a martini glass in hand. 16. When you have a budding artist in your child, you will do anything to harness his or her potential, and you know you need the right tool for the task. But when budget is tight, and that buying an actual paint tray can be quite costly, running to a nearby dollar store for a vegetable tray may not be such a bad idea at all. 17. Many great artists start off from humble beginnings. But who would have thought that shower curtains can be used as the medium which anyone can practice on? One chief advantage to shower curtains for this purpose is that despite being the subject of anyone's wild creativity, it can still revert to its normal state without the blemish of artistic abuse. 18. When a frame is getting a little two-dimensional for everyone's taste, you know that it takes multiple of the same item to transform them into something three-dimensional. Let your imagination run wild and turn those 2D pieces into becoming a 3D figure of art. 19. Most pencil trays are already a work of art as they are. But if being minimalist is something you are not, every bit of ornament can make something as a pencil tray more visually appealing. Why not add a stitch on it? 20. Redesign a dollar store laundry basket into a full-fledged rope basket. Now, there is nothing wrong with having a laundry basket full of large gaps for air to pass through. But if you want something more stylish than your run-of-the-mill plastic laundry basket, putting a bit of effort can easily turn it into a rope basket. 21. As creative as it gets, this innovative lighting is more high-tech than it appears, with its use of solar panels to absorb energy. However, this will also surely get you thinking as to which is better, a real glow-in-the-dark lighting system or this. 22. Give your beloved cat its own palace or tent with a potpourri or dollar store t-shirt and common household items. You know you're a cat lover when you're giving a shelter to an otherwise homeless feline. The roof you are sharing with your cat may be more than enough to give it refuge, but a private place speaks an altogether different kind of generosity. 23. Place your cards in a travel soap box. Whether it's a collectible or simply a game of cards, never lose a piece again when you choose to store them in a travel soap box. 24. When most manufacturers' primary choice of material when making accessories to smart devices involve the use of plastic, silicone, rubber, or metal, wooden materials make for a rarity. Leverage on the idea that your gadget has a unique accessory by making a DIY case using dollar store wood grain contact paper for it. 25. When your humble sandal is already getting too plain for your taste and you have some scrap balloons on the side, a little bit of creativity can easily make you a sandal with the right tropic feel. The only condition that must meet is that the added embellishments must be a hodgepodge of colorful balloons that contrast one another, but at the same time highlights everyone's beauty. 26. Having a see-through glass for a container of your soap may be functional in giving you real-time information about how much is left for your use. But it does not mean that it cannot be beautified. Add some specimen of beauty into your soap dispenser by adding elements like glass gems and faux flowers on it. You would be surprised with the instant result. 27. When somebody in the household has more than his fair share of art tools than his room can keep organized, sometimes it takes a creative approach to keep things in order and proper perspective. But did you know that a few small buckets can be used as a temporary vessel for this excess just to keep the area tidy? They can. 28. Artistic people are known to be messy. Let yourself be the first to claim otherwise. With just a pair of muffin tins, normally used for baking, and some plastic cups, you can keep a tray that is apparently well coordinated. 29. Free the bathroom counter from excessive clutters with a hanging container made using a file box and command hooks. Cut your bathroom counter some slack by freeing it of some weight by transferring excess items someplace else. Yet where better to make the migration than in a clever hanging repository on your wall using only a pair of file box and command hooks. 30. Having a functional crib for a baby to sleep on is an idea that is already dandy for most households. But if creativity kicks in and you would prefer something more ornate, why not add a rail cover to your baby's crib? 31. Add some flash to your hooks, literally, by choosing to get creative about it. Instead of opting for command hooks that can be found in the dollar store, choose to bend on those silvery spoons and nail them on the wall. Consequently, see those hooks gleam as they are exposed to light. 32. This may not be a very popular idea, but pebbles are more than a means to ornate the outdoors. Oftentimes, they tend to be more functional too, such as when used as a platform for something hot to prevent a surface from getting marred. 33. A little bit of creativity goes a long way in making something for one purpose into something entirely unthinkable, such as transmorgifying a piece of stackable bin as the American Doll swing. 34. Why spend precious money for multiple food bowls for your cats when you can easily repurpose a vegetable tray you could buy at the dollar store and feed them all at once with it? Vegetable trays often come compartmentalized in design, which can easily pique imagination for something else apart from its intended purpose. Figures. 35. When anything is possible and your level of creativity is your only limitation, even a case stand can take on many forms, even made by unusual materials. When you're at it, why not make your case stand as unconventional as possible, but not less functioning? And that's all for now. For more DIY hacks and dollar store ideas, stay tuned to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.